3, 2, 1. You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. Hope you're having a great month so far. Hope you're staying safe, and got another review here for the Real Holiday series. So I have a bit of a hot take. I know most people, if you're a fan of the show Community, which if you're not, it's on Hulu and Netflix. If for some reason you haven't watched it, which you really should have. It's an incredible show. I know a lot of people say seasons 1 through 3. I would say even seasons 1 through most of season 5, until a very big thing happens in season 5 that I won't spoil, just in case you haven't seen it. But for me, I know most people would say Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas episode is the best Christmas episode of Community. I do love that episode. I actually just rewatched it no more than a half hour ago. But I would say for me, my favorite episode is the one I'm reviewing here tonight, which is the regional holiday music one. So the reason I like that one more is just because it is, I would say it's the funnier of the episodes. Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas is more, it actually has a lesson behind it, which I do appreciate. I mean, this one kind of does too, but I think the lesson is better stated in Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. This episode is just funnier. And yeah, so for me, this is why I like this episode more. But I will say overall, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas is probably the better episode because of how the message is delivered. This one is delivered a little lighter, so you could make the distinction that this episode is actually weaker because of that. But for me, I just enjoy the humor more. But the episode starts off with the study group going ahead and talking in the cafeteria. And I will just say, what's so funny is so many of the jokes in here that do hit. And I think every joke for the most part does hit in this episode. But it's always the more quiet, more subtle jokes that make me laugh. Annie talking about, oh, I can't hang out with you guys. I'm gonna be hanging out with my bubby. And Troy going, you're not taking both with you. And Annie going, well, both of them died. And his what? Donald Glover, that is something that it's really funny to go back and watch now when you see all the success that Donald Glover's had as Charles Gambino and with Atlanta and, appearing in Solo and Homecoming. Like, you see the amount of success he's had post Community. It's so funny to see these early moments of Troy because you can see that potential of what he'll become later on. It's really cool to see that. But I will say for me, when I was going to school in Austin, there were definitely this group of kids that are in here before the cold open. Those music majors, those drama kids, those kids who are so incredibly extra that they're singing in the quad or in the cafeteria. That was something I was really, really happy to see that they actually implemented here. So I have to give a lot of credit to Mr. Rad, who's played by Taron Killam. You know him, of course, from Saturday Night Live, 12 Years a Slave, American Crime Story, which is coming up here. He's on Single Parents. That's right. That's the other show I was thinking of. He is great in here. So he is the guy or the music teacher who wants to go ahead and get to regionals. And as someone who was a huge fan of Glee at the time that Community was airing, I actually didn't really watch Community till it was actually off the air. But the thing that's really funny about him is that when Glee was on, I would say the first 3, maybe 4 seasons of Glee are genuinely, like, you need to watch those. I think Glee's on Hulu, but Glee is well worth your time for the first couple seasons. But when it drops off like a lot of Ryan Murphy properties, like Nip Tuck, for example. When it starts to drop off, it drops off insanely quickly and at a very alarming rate. And one thing that always confused me is how they would have the same guy playing the piano. I would think they would, switch it up a little bit, but no, it's always the same guy. And that's a joke that they implement really well here. They have one guy who looks very similar to the guy they would have play all the music or play the piano for them on Glee. And we get a couple of really good musical numbers here. There's a number with Abed and Mr. Rad where Mr. Rad, I just realized, wow, Mr. Rad, why did I never realize how dumb that name is? But where him and Mr. Rad, he sings a song called Glee about convincing Abed to go ahead and help him on his quest to recruit the rest of the study group to fill in for for the music group at the school that something happened to him. And that is probably the highlight of this episode are the music numbers. Pretty much everyone gets one. So Danny Pudi gets one. My favorite one is the one with Troy and Abed. I mean, go figure, because I love them so much. But they do a Christmas rap. And it's a clip that I watch every year. I don't always watch this episode every year as much as I love it, but this will be something I watch again before we get to Christmas. Might watch it again on Christmas after Wonder Woman 84, but to see Donald Glover's skill as a rapper, and obviously he's improved, greatly since this point as far as a musician's concerned. But I remember watching this and going, he's a really good rapper. And I wasn't aware of him as Childish Gambino at the time. I didn't discover Camp until maybe 2017, something like that. So kind of weird that I just kind of missed this and never put two and two together. But I love the fact that they lean into the fact that Troy is a Jehovah's Witness, and this whole him talking to Santa while working with Abed would be basically a spy mission, because that's how their minds would justify it. That number in particular is something I was like, I love this. The only thing that I'm bummed out about in regards to that number in particular is that Annie comes in once they just finished rapping, and Abed even goes, "Oh, you want to rap with us?" And she goes, "Sure." And she kind of goes, "Wait a minute, why are you guys rapping right now?" And seeing Alison Brie rap, I have made no qualms with the fact that Alison Brie is an absolute goddess. I am very happy that we have who we have with Tatiana Maslany playing She-Hulk. But I would have been curious to see what Alison Brie would have done with the role, but what you gonna do. But my biggest complaint about this actual episode is I think Pierce's song, Chevy Chase. I mean, yeah, Chevy Chase is a dick. Obviously, this is not news, but his song, while I think it's actually a really good song, it's very much that old timer, there is no rap without us and all that bullshit that some, older music aficionados, try to spew. Chevy Chase just isn't a very good singer. And so his song, I was sitting there watching it going, it's not a bad song. It's just that, you shouldn't be singing it. But if you don't give him a number, and I know they don't really give Britta a musical number, but even she gets to sing at a point. So I get it. I get why they give him a number. Yvette Nicole Brown, her number where she's singing about not being allowed, or kids not being informed about it being Jesus's birthday and about no prayer in public school. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. While Troy and Abed's favorite, while their number is my favorite, I will be the first to admit the absolute, dog in me. Annie's number where she's singing to Jeff, not only is she incredibly sexy in it, but the look of confusion that Joe McHale portrays the whole song, he just looks like, what the fuck is happening? I love that so much. So it's not like he can even really enjoy the number. He is just kind of sitting there like, why is this happening? And you can feel the conflict, because if Annie did this for me, I'd be like, well, maybe sing, but also, why would I want to sing for such a douchebag? I love the way it's portrayed, and I love the way that each member, it almost feels like a horror movie, like a slasher film. The way each member of the study group is taken down to go ahead and eventually sing these musical numbers, which culminates, of course, at a very big musical number at the very end that Britta, she Britta's it, because of course she would. Wrapping up here, I absolutely adore that Mr. Rad just comes out and admits he killed the past Glee group. It's such a dark way to kind of end the episode, but I was sitting there like, wow, that's really bleak, but it's making me laugh, so good job, I guess. But overall, this is a solid A episode. I stand by it. I think it's my favorite Community Christmas episode. Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas, I would say it's stronger for its presentation and how we get to the message. But at the end of the day, this one just makes me laugh really hard. So I was really happy to rewatch this and go, oh yeah, I forgot about this part. So well worth your time. It's season 3, episode 10. And as I mentioned, it's on Netflix and Hulu. But everyone, what is your favorite Community Christmas episode? Let us know in the comments. You can go ahead and like our page at The Real Pineapple on Facebook. And don't forget to like our gaming channel page as well, Real Pineapple Games. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearman1st. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and give us a rating. Let us know what you're thinking of the show. You can find us on SoundCloud, Apple and Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher and iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneUp, and Amazon Music at The Real Pineapple. We'll have more reviews coming your way for the Real Holiday series, including a review soon here for Die Hard, which I'm so excited to talk Die Hard, Muppet Christmas Carol, Batman Returns, and some other stuff coming your way soon. Everyone, thank you so much. Please stay safe out there. Wear a mask, take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon.